Hello everybody, welcome back to Kaunas in Lithuania. Game day 3 of the FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament here in Kaunas, Lithuania, inside the Zalgiris Arena. And Korea and Lithuania will draw group play to a conclusion. There's a points calculation that will decide the fate of who qualifies if Korea get the win. So it's not as straightforward as getting the win. They have to get the win by 12 plus points to progress. So beating Lithuania is tough enough, and that should be their objective. Here's the schedule for this day 3. Slovenia, let's just say, were impressive. Hugely impressive in the 1-1-2-77 win. And now Korea and Lithuania in the nightcap game will draw group play to a conclusion. It's been interesting, these first 3 days of competition. Venezuela are as near as damn it, and we think actually have qualified for the semi-finals, and they would be either first or second, depending on the result of this game. So, Mark Mills, this Lithuania at home, you're not playing just the opponent, you're not playing with just the support of the crowd, you are playing with the expectations of a nation, and it's wearing heavy on the shoulders of this team.
Yeah, absolutely it is. You know, you can see the home crowd on the home court as an advantage, and as long as things are going Lithuania's way, they absolutely will be. But if Korea are able to come in and disrupt early on, this is the key. The first quarter really is going to be the key. It sounds crazy, but if Korea can hang around and be, you know, a thorn in the side of Lithuania and buck what is expected here today, buck the form book, then it could be a really interesting time. And again, the crowd will play their part. But for Korea, they're going to be need to be near perfect to come away with the win today.
Well, they shot 32% from the three-point line yesterday, which was better than Lithuania's performance on the three-point line. Mark, and I have to say, I've probably never seen a Lithuanian team shoot so poorly from the three-point line, and I think that's a lot down. As coach said during the halftime interview, the nerves of the team, and as you say, the Korean team have to play on that by staying in the game in that first quarter, in that first half, and then they'll start looking over their shoulder.
Yeah, the longer they stay in the game, and let's be honest, they're going to stay in the game if they shoot the ball well. The longer they stay in the game, the more nervous the crowd are going to get, and the more nervous the Lithuanian team are going to get.
Oh, this Lithuanian team, the crowd are, well, there are parts of the world that are at least as knowledgeable as a Lithuanian crowd. No one is more passionate than this crowd about this team and the place it has in the actual traditions and heritage and history of this nation. And that is, as you say, both a plus and a minus, but they played like a team that was playing with a lot of weight on the backs. So we'll be able to talk about that more when we come back after the national anthems, and the national anthems will start with the national anthem of Korea.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthems. We'll start with the anthem of Korea.
And now the national anthem of Lithuania. Well, we'll be able to give you the official crowd numbers in a moment, but that was pretty impressive. Great feeling to have fans back in the gym as we look at the third team on the floor, Mr. Vasquez, Mr. Lanzarini, and Mr. Abakil from Morocco, Italy, and Puerto Rico. And they will take charge of this evening's game. And, well, this has got all sorts of permutations around it, Mark, but largely it comes down to how well Lithuania play.
Yeah, their fate is in their hands, and the godfather of Lithuanian basketball is sitting there watching Arvydas Sabonis as we see the starting five for Lithuania. Interesting to see them go with Sabonis and Valanciunas in the starting five, really looking to dominate the paint early on. It'd be interesting to see how those two play together. They had limited time on the floor together in their first game in this qualifier.
Well, Valanciunas is the highlight man, Mark. What a game he had yesterday. Couldn't stop him, could they?
No, and it was the aggression that he came to the game with as well. He absolutely demanded the ball. He wanted to win with so much passion. And at times when they didn't look like they found rhythm, Valanciunas was there to find them some rhythm. A double-double, a big performance from the big man.
Well, that front line with Kuzminskas at the three is huge. I mean, it's, Kuzminskas himself is at, down at 2'8", and this team for Coach is, well, they're literally looking to just be big and solid, no rebound. But the thing that's a little interesting will be when we get a look at the Korean starters is they're going to stretch the floor and shoot the three. Well, those big guys are going to get their feet outside the keyway, because one thing this Korean team want to do is shoot. And they were prevented from doing that because Venezuela extended their defense yesterday. Yeah,
absolutely. Obviously, the likes of Ra Gunnar and Lee Sung-hyung are going to be their interior presence, and they're going to have a lot of work to do on the defensive end. But as you say, offensively, Lee Dae-sung, Moon Seung-yong, and Lee Hyung-young, they're happy to shoot the three. In particular, this young man, he's had an absolutely electric summer, both here in the Olympic qualifiers as well as in the Asia Cup qualifiers. Obviously at Davidson in the US, but 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. And I think that could have been a lot more if he didn't hit early foul trouble in their first game.
If you're going to take that real positive view from a Korean perspective, you're going to look at that starting lineup for Lithuania and say, okay, try to do your best you can on the defensive boards. Try. And it may be they just have to pack the middle with a zone or something. Try to do what you can, because down there you've got to keep stretching them and stretching them and stretching them and back yourself from the perimeter and force, let's see if we can get a moral victory early on. Force Lithuania to make the change and get back to a more normal lineup, should we say.
Yeah, absolutely. Lithuania are clearly putting a different lineup in because they see that Korea being an undersized team could be a weakness. It's for Korea to make that actually a positive. It's for them to take the advantage and say, actually, this is our USP. This is the thing that makes us different and makes us competitive. We can nimble, we can be quick, we can move the ball quickly, we're good shooters, and ideally, Korea want to get the ball up and down the floor. They don't want to get into a half-court game.
Well, to increase all the pressure that Lithuania are under, 15 of 16 games they have won in Olympic qualifying tournaments. They have never not played in the Olympic Games since they were reconstituted as an independent country. If this team doesn't do it, on top of all the pressure as the negative for Korea of giving up 90 points per game in their last 3 games, that's not a record they want. They want to break that today, let's put it that way.
Yeah, if they don't break that today, I can't see them winning this game. They need to keep Lithuania below 70, 75 points if they have a chance of winning this one.
But what a burden to have if you're one of these 12 to be the first team not to qualify for the Olympic Games.
But the one thing that they have done is they do have the best kit in the Olympic qualified tournament.
If you're one of these 12 to be the first team not to qualify for the Olympic Games.
But the one thing that they have done is they do have the best kit in the Olympic qualified tournament. They've won that one already. They might not have won the ticket to the Olympics, but they have got the best kit. Obviously inspired by the tie-dye kit of the famous 1992 team, but yeah.
And if those of you that don't know the story of all that, watch the documentary. It's just Arvydas Sabonis, etc., doing their thing in '92. Well, welcome to Kaunas. Lithuania in the predominantly green kit, Korea in the white. And we're underway in what could be a defining game for Korea. If they could come up with something here. They go inside, Kuzminskas down low is fouled. interesting start. You know, run your horn set, stick your 3 spot in the low post and say, hey, you've got no chance of guarding him down there.
Yeah, and that's what I like. They've obviously looked at Korea and said, realistically, we'll look down their roster. There's only 2 legitimate post-defensive players. They're both on the floor. They're both going to be occupied by Valanciunas and Sabonis. So like you say, let's bring Kuzminskas in. He can play back to the basket, and let's kind of put them to the sword early on.
Well, a team that shot 29% from the 3-point in game day 1 action, you'd have thought they may have shown some zone, but we'll see. So Kuzminskas settles some nerves, gets the crowd in a positive frame of mind, and Korea into the half court. I think they're going to have to spend some time with the basketball. Oh, what do I know? The quick catch and release, and Lee Hyung-young is off with the 3. There am I thinking perhaps they might take some time out of the game. Kuzminskas hits the second side and dives. Ugolonis gets to the foul line. And that disruptive Korean defense is what they've got to see. And that's great defensive. That is an offensive foul. That is how to play on-ball defense. All the contact into the torso. That's just a super job by Moon Seung-young.
It really is, because it's just playing defense with your feet. Look, there's no real arms involved in that. He's got his arm hooked in, to be fair, but it's all done with the footwork. It's just the speed of the feet to stay in front.
I do think more movement, more passes would be, something that Korea might want to think about here. Lee goes inside. Gunarai has it, takes the mid-range jump shot, knocks it down. Well, there's nothing about ball control and getting deep into the shot clock here.
No, not at all, but I don't mind that from Ra, because it's going to make Valanciunas have to come out to him. He's not going to be able to be the rim protector he wants to be.
Goes down the lane, takes a tough one off the glass. I do have an issue, and we said it in the Slovenia game. Referee will make the call. You don't need to ask him to do it. If he thinks you need a call, he'll give you a call. No divine right here. Ra on the baseline gets the sweet one away in rhythm.
That's great for Korea to see, because Ra had a tough first game. They didn't really get him momentum early for him in the game, and that caused them quite a few issues. So for him to get 2 early jump shots down is a positive sign for Korea.
Sabonis gets his first touch in the block, tries to bully his way to the middle, into traffic, turns it over. And it's an interesting situation. It's Lithuania have enough here to be a great they are a great basketball team. They've got to take care of their own business. Referees, they don't need to be looking at the official here. Nice pass to the inside. Sabonis off the glass for 2. It's easy and sweet. He picks himself up off the floor. Just quality, every spot on the floor. Wow, here's a question for you. You saw Venezuela yesterday just really extend their defense against Korea. It gave them problems. At the moment, Korea are finding it a little easy to make the pass on the perimeter. There's not really a lot of pressure as such.
No, Lithuania are clearly thinking we have, the front court strength, and we're quite happy for you to come into the paint and try and attack us, because we feel we can protect the rim and pick up the defensive rebound. Time will tell if that's going to pay off.
Vinicius with a soft touch, throw it up there, and 1. And it's a little bit man and boy time on the glass. Valanciunas goes up. Takes all his big frame up to the ring, all 2 meters 11 of him. Goes to the free throw line for the and 1.
Yeah, and even more importantly and worryingly for Korea, Lee Hyung-young has picked up his 2nd foul already. He did this yesterday and it caused them issues.
That's what happens when you're 20, right?
Yep, a little bit overexcited on the defensive end. Tried blocking Valanciunas from behind.
Not really what we need to do. Lee Dancing puts it on the floor. Goes high, Gunarai hands it off. He's going to stop and put the little floater up, doesn't get it to go. And Lee Dancing, I'm probably thinking, get your feet set. You're a great shooter. You don't need to make it hard for yourself. Sabonis, high, has it knocked away but recovered. It's almost like a semblance of almost a triangle offense at the moment. I mean, I watched them practice earlier on today, and they very much spent a lot of time talking about what was going to happen to them as opposed to by them. And I think that they can just go and play.
But that's a mindset change, right? For Lithuania, like you say, it should be, what are we going to do to them?
Yeah, absolutely.
You impose yourself on the game, and it becomes less important what they're going to do to you.
And Ra muscles his way in, gets a little space, and finishes off the glass. 6 points already
Yeah.
for the #1 scorer in the 2019 World Cup, where he was just phenomenal for Korea.
Yeah, he's taking Valanciunas to task at the moment.
Kalanides drops it inside. Little right-hand floater is good.
I'm enjoying the battle of the bigs. This is a little bit more of a old school basketball. It's not what we see much of these days.
Here goes Young. Attacks. Lee gets a little trip.
Yeah, it's absolutely the right call. You look at the replay. Clearly the right call, as much as, and like you say, it's focus on your game. They're the variables you can change, right? Not what the referee does.
I 100% agree. Relieve the pressure. Ganara comes out to the three-point line. He's been very effective when he puts it on the floor. Goes right this time. Big step. Blocked. That was his least decisive move, should we say, because he never got Valanciunas turned at all.
Thing is, he knows Valanciunas wants to block the ball in that situation. Just a little fake. You're probably going to get Valanciunas up in the air and create the space you need.
Take the tough lean away. It's over the top and shoots the air ball. Valanciunas is just dominant on the inside. It's just space is just taken up.
A little bit of a disagreement there between Valanciunas and Kalnietis. And they're continuing the disagreement almost the full length of the floor.
Pulls up for the long two. It's off. Kalanides pulls it in. Chance to push, but Korea not really contesting the glass, and the early post-up Lee Sung-young gave up one because he just was on the wrong side and too deep, and if he hadn't fouled, Sabonis would have caught it 2 feet from the hoop, and it could have been nasty for him, should we say. Lee Tao-sung steps out, played a lot of minutes yesterday. When you said yesterday, Mark, you're a little bit concerned that the back-to-back play was going to be a tough one for Korea, especially against a more physical opponent.
Yeah, particularly as they put so much into yesterday's game. You know, they did try and leave everything on the floor in yesterday's game, obviously coming out on the wrong side of that. But it's how you pick yourself up. Thankfully, they're a relatively young roster, so fatigue might not play such a big part.
Sabonis thinks about the three, turns it down. Kalanides will take the Valanciunas screen, just floats it in there for him. But Ganara comes down with it. Whoop. I'm not sure if anyone got away with the travel, but nothing cool. And Ganara comes down and gets the two. That's 8 points personal for the big man.
But Ganara's got to be looking to his teammates and saying, look, you've got to have the confidence to help me out. He's not going to be able to lift the entire team past Lithuania on his own shoulders.
Jonas Valanciunas down low, going against Ganara. And he just had his arms outside of his space, and Valanciunas did what you'd expect him to do. If the arms aren't straight, go through the arms, you're going to get the foul.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a choice as a post defender. You can either put the arm bar out and use that, or you can take the Valanciunas shoulder into your chest. I know what I'd rather. I'd rather not take Valanciunas trying to barrel me to the basket, and looked like Ragana felt the same way there as he used his arms.
Korea already in the penalty, 4:40 to go. So this won't be the last time. Lithuania are at the free throw line, one with a fault. Jonas Valanciunas. 2 for 2 from the line. And they're going to have to find some points from somewhere else, Korea. And you'd have thought, and we said this yesterday, some action. And again, the catch and shoot from the low block, or extended block that time. Minskas comes down with the defensive rebound and brings it. Gives you so many options with that size at the three. Sabonis out top, goes down. Kuzminskas again in the low block. Threat of the double team, goes back to the right hand and blows the layup. Comes up with the offensive rebound, but Korea as a team have enough bodies in the keyway. 4-on-3 break. Nice pass, tough finish. And that's how to run a 5-man break. Fill the gaps, get in the holes, and attack the space.
Yeah, and Lee Sung-young there running the trailer to perfection. The timing, the spacing, absolutely perfect.
And another whistle.
but it was also good to see Lee Hyun-young in that situation actually taking control of the game as well, pushing the rock, getting the ball up the floor nice and quickly. Because we talked about it early in the game, that's one of their advantages. If they're going to be undersized, they have to play to that strength.
Oh, Galaridis checks in. Galaridis front line still over 2 meters. They're staying with us. We're going to have to go big. And Mark, you compare it to, you know, pretty much the team they're probably going to have to beat. That's not, unless they're going to dominate tempo like they're trying to do in this game. They're going to have to match up on some quick feet on the perimeter. And I don't know if the lineup they have at the moment is going to do that. Valanciunas comes down with a rebound. Kalanides will push. Open in the corner off the bench in the book. Lukas Galaridis announces himself in the game with the three. Good transition by Lithuania.
Unusual for Lithuania though, 6.5 minutes in, and that's their first 3 attempts.
Yeah. Gunnar steps back, takes the tough 2 and goes to double digits.
I like that move, giving Valanciunas a little bit of his own medicine there. Little step in, use the shoulders slightly to create the space and step back for the jumper.
Well, they just need someone to get a little hot from the perimeter. This is a mismatch if ever you saw one. And Sabonis just goes, you're not big enough. I'm just going to get the move I want off the glass, gets the 2.
Yeah, giving up 15 centimeters in that battle. That is, you have to be very brave to take that one on.
Gunnar for 3 is off. And the defensive rebound is pulled in by Sabonis. Kalanides, who we know is carrying still and managing a nasty.
Oh, wow! I don't know how Sabonis did that, to be fair.
Well, we're going to get a chance to have a look. Well, he was going to throw it down, and Gunnar was not going to allow that. Still had the body control to finish the play.
That is a phenomenal play. To be able to take that level of contact, keep your composure, keep control of the ball, and concentrate on finishing the play. That is why he's a 2-time All-Star in the NBA.
Absolutely. Maybe a little bit more emotion from the staff would have helped. Start enjoying this experience of playing at home in front of these fans. And completes the 3-point play, makes it a 10-point game. Lee Jong goes back door, doesn't get it, now comes back to pick it up again, slices through, has it knocked away. Off to the races. Tough finish. Gobaitis, who had a nice impact when he came to the game yesterday, gets out on the break.
He really did. As the backup point guard, he got 5 assists in that first qualification game.
Bae Young. Looking for a post-up, maybe not the best option. They go high-low and just don't have the size to make the option was there. Just couldn't actually execute the pass. And Korea will take the timeout. As we get a replay of the gather yourself layup, took the contact, and that's another finish through contact.
We currently would like to inform that today the Secretary General of the International Basketball Federation, Andreas Sakris, is watching the game with us.
넓게 해가지고 넓게 하든가 손에서 넓게 해서 하든가 넓게 해서 너무 좁아 잘하고 있고.
I want that job, Mark. The second assistant, his job is to clean the board so that they can quickly get the next part of the play drawn up. And I think if that whatever they're drawing up now, surely there's got to be some action away from the ball to open up some perimeter shots, because they just aren't getting the shots they want to take.
No, they're not, and the thing they've got, we see the replay there, Gunnar is having everything he wants at the moment and it's going well. Now Lithuania are going to react to that. They're likely going to help down on Valanciunas. I don't think Valanciunas on his own is able at the moment to contain Gunnar. So like you say, what's happening off the ball? What's happening on the weak side that they can create the space? Because when they shoot, they're a good shooting team, but they need to make sure that they're spacing and opening up those passing lanes for Gunnar to find them.
So after the timeout, 12-point margin, so important to get some sort of change that you're looking for from that timeout. Little pick away action. Zagonis still can't get it. The passing lane pressure on the pass is exceptional, and when that happens, Jokubaitis takes advantage and just attacks the middle, gets the little floater.
And just 20 years of age, I just love how much, you know, maturity he plays the game at.
Well, he would have come through the Sabonis Academy that's attached to the Zalgiris club, and it's just you know, every day is a battle. Everyone wants to be at that on that Zalgiris club, and it's just to get there, you've worked hard.
Yeah, and there's not many better places in the world to learn your craft than the Sabonis Academy, and also being part of Zalgiris. And it must be an honor for him to, you know, represent his national team in his club's arena, and yeah, a wonderful experience for him. And I'm sure there's not many people on that roster maybe more motivated than him to book the ticket to the Olympics. As a 20-year-old, what an experience that would be to go to Tokyo.
Just got a shot of the League Secretary General in the crowd. You know, basketball is one of the biggest Olympic sports. It's going to be a very tough Olympic Games with all the pandemic situations, etc. And the Olympic Games is, you know, basketball is fundamental to the Olympic Games. Olympic Games is a fundamental part of basketball. So, you know, to that it just works. It's still one of the biggest events on the Olympic calendar, on the Olympic schedule. Young steps back, no shot. They've got to start playing a little quicker on the perimeter and get that perimeter game going. The tough two, a little bit of contact in the air, but not really enough to worry the official. Jokubaitis.
Wow.
Hey, I'm 20. This is where I've learned my trade. This is my floor. Nice reverse layup.
And if anything, it helps Lithuania that you have a player of that age, because often young players play with no fear.
Down the middle. Gunnar doing what he does, playing around the ring, scoring points. He has 12, Korea has 14. Shows the importance to this program. Sabonis fills the double team. Not really sure where that call came from, because the official that was looking into from the high side didn't call it. But what it does mean is, let's have a look. There's that little reverse layup. He even stumbled, had great control, and a little bit of spin, soft touch.
And it's good to see Sabonis finding some form, although he misses that first free throw, because in that first qualification game, just didn't feel like he felt the rhythm of the game against Venezuela, where he feels like he's in it a little bit more here. That said, he obviously came away with 12 points, 8 rebounds in that game, so still not the worst stat line to walk away from.
Young looks to attack, wraps the pass round for the throwdown. Beautiful assist, beautiful finish. And no Lithuanian help side defense. And that will do it for quarter one. Lithuania with a 28-16 advantage. Efficient, effective, and beginning to look a little bit more relaxed. There you go, confirmation. 28-16, Lithuania have the lead after one.
What a stark contrast from our first game here today, where it was all about the perimeter game. That first quarter, only 1-3 between them. And both of these teams, very good shooting teams. Be interesting to see if that changes as the game progresses.
Well, let's have a look at the best plays of that first quarter. And I'm surprised, Mark, I have to say that I'm not surprised at all that Gunnar has played well, because his numbers tell you he's a very good player. But no perimeter game from Lee Hung-young, no perimeter game at all from Lee Tao-sang. And where is that game that was on the floor yesterday where they spotted up, shot the three? It's all been a little bit especially as the first play of the game, when I was saying they're going to control the ball, we saw a really bad-looking three off the one pass.
It's been really interesting, right? If you were to say, you know, against a Lithuanian team with 2 NBA players in their front court, where are Korea going to get their points from? You wouldn't have said pretty much in the paint. You would have said they're going to have to work the ball well around the perimeter to get open range shots, but the game has been completely different to that, and it feels like a completely different Korean team from yesterday, which seems strange to be able to switch that quickly. The concern is obviously Raguna is keeping them in the game, but I'm not sure he can carry that much weight through the entire game. He's got 14 of their 16 points. Someone else in this Korean team needs to step up and start creating something on the offensive end.
Do you think we'll see a change defensively? Because they've just given up 28 points playing man-to-man.
Yeah, I can't see them not using zone at some point in this game. They dabbled with it yesterday against Venezuela, and it seemed relatively effective. I don't think they stuck with it long enough, if I'm honest. It seemed to disrupt the flow of Venezuela yesterday, and I think it could again today for them against Lithuania.
That's a better attack and kick, but it ends up in the hands of Gunnar again. Whistle on the play. Before Yang had the chance to get himself going. Whistle. So with a new full team, Korea on the baseline. Well, again, Gunnar, the one man to get open. Yang puts up the three, and there you go. Gotta back what you're good at.
Absolutely, and you can see, I'm sure that's an intentional focus from a quarter break that they now want to go into.
Jakubaitis goes inside. Valanciunas fills a triple team inside out. Just got to knock that. He's out of bounds. Again, that sideline, someone moves it. Every single game, someone has to step out of bounds before the players realize where it is. Get a right us that time. Does everyone else a favor. They're Young into the half court. Turns down the screen, opens up baseline, reverse layup, blows it. Good decision. Made a hard shot of something that's pretty straightforward. Jakubaitis penetrates, kicks, wide open three in the corner is good. Lekavicius gets his feet set in transition, and that's what Lithuanian basketball is really about. Getting advantage, pushing the basketball, and making open shots. Yang drops it inside. Raguna goes up again. Beautiful protection of the basketball. Gets the two.
I like the more direct nature from Korea as well. So the aggressive drives to the basket are going to give them the extra space on the perimeter. In this situation, obviously, Raguna is able to get the score. And beyond with a little bit of over-exuberance on the defensive end against Jakubaitis.
Discuss it with the officials after. It's, again, happened in front of one of them and the other one caught it, but mechanics must be all over the place. For me, I mean, not the officials. Kavicius kicks it. They turn down the three and attack the middle. Beautiful finger roll. Benjus gets the pretty finish.
And this is the problem they're going to have. If Raguna's going to play 35+ minutes as he did yesterday, he's not going to be able to step out and protect that lane as often.
Poor pass. Raguna has to recover. Puts it on the floor, spins to the middle and kicks. Penetration, drops it inside. Raguna with a ball fake and manufactures a finish.
Unbelievable.
Tough play.
Already up to 18 points.
Gets it to a 10-point game. Korea much improved in this second quarter. Jakubaitis. Poor off the screen, comes back, doesn't use the screen. This time he does. Puts it upstairs, and Valanciunas misses the throwdown. And the crowd were, to say the least, disappointed. Foul in transition. Chance for Korea to cut this to a single-digit margin.
Yeah, the Korean coaches are asking if it's an unsportsmanlike. The officials are saying, no, that was a regular foul on that transition.
It was from behind.
You can understand the call for it, particularly the way they're trying to stop teams from just stopping transition. That clearly was a foul just to stop transition. It wasn't necessarily a play at the ball, but...
Therefore, it is an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah,
but I would have been disappointed if they'd have called it.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's a weird one.
And Korea exploiting the only mismatch size-wise they have on the floor inside, and they don't get the 2 on the turnaround. And good decision to go down there, but didn't make the most of it. And Yo Young Sok, or Your Young Sok, he's so he's a player for the future for Korea. Only 19 years old, based in Australia right now, and has a lot of upsides. They go long, out of bounds, Lithuania. And Jakabatis getting the extended minutes at the point. Goes left and throws it upstairs, and Valanciunas, he has to settle for the layup. Caught this one though. Jakabatis with the assist, Valanciunas with the 2. And Lithuania open it back out to a 12-point lead.
And I think with Kalnietis just holding on to that injury at the moment that they're trying to rehab him through, it's great that Jakabatis is really taking full advantage of the minutes he's getting.
And the pass was there. You know, to be fair to Yang Hong Sok, the pass was there. But the youngster, Your Young Sok, just didn't realize even the pass was for him, I don't think. So when you're in a little bit of a hole, the last thing you need to do is hurt yourself, and Korea have managed to do that on the last 2 trips. 6:45 to go in the half, and Lithuania, a game that they're going to have to get through and manage, but you got to hope that they find some rhythm. Valanciunas faces, gets to the middle, out of the back of the hand, nice look. And this sideline is not being very key, not very nice to get Aritis. Stepped out of bounds and threw it out of bounds. So
it's a wonderful pass from the big man Valanciunas as well, like you say, coming out the back of his hands, and he literally didn't even step out of bounds, he just threw it straight out.
And you want to see a little more of this. You want to see a little bit more of this Lithuanian team relaxing, playing the game, penetration, kick. Wide open, doesn't get it go. Genera can't compete on the glass with Valanciunas, and Jakabatis will push. But Lithuania not looking with purpose on the end of the break this time. Foul as Jakabatis faked the spin back and went baseline.
Yeah, another really smart move by Jakabatis there. Like you're saying, with that little stutter step to almost throw the defender off. But again, he's always looking to get to the basket, Jakabatis. He's not, you know, he's not one of these point guards that's happy on the perimeter. He wants to be creating, he wants to be making things happen.
Substitution for Korea as Yang Hong Sok checks out. And replaced by the great hope of Korean basketball in Lee Kang-young. Oh, watch out. And Zeus to show strong. And again, the control on the finish was exceptional. No stepping out of bounds on that one. Lee Tae-shung needs a pass, little hesitation, stops and pops in mid-range, and did a lot of that yesterday. And someone else is going to have to give Gunner some help, and it may well be Lee Tae-shung.
Yeah, had 17 yesterday and played a relatively good captain's role to try and provide support where he could.
Jakabatis turns the corner, gets in the lane, little push off the backboard for 2, a little too easy. And they've had a lot of success going down the middle hard, and it's just size in the lane is big enough to finish, whether you're Sabonis or Jakabatis. Lee Tae-shung again. Gunnar with the long 3. I just don't think they pass the ball enough to get advantage.
No, the options they're taking at the moment are the options they could have at any point in their 24-second shot. Ra can have a 3-point shot whenever he wants. They need to work the ball more to see if there's better options.
Jakabatis will back it out. Now looks to the lob, Valanciunas. Doesn't matter if you're playing against Korea or anyone, that is not stoppable.
No, great D, even better O. Pretty straightforward.
You know, the jump hook from 4 feet for Valanciunas. The only way it's not going is he misses it. The 2-point pull-up is good. And Lee Hong-chung gets his first 2 points of the game, I believe.
Yeah, which is, you wouldn't be expecting that, and particularly his career, you know, they're only down by 14.
Valanciunas getting touches every time down the floor, settles for the jump shot, which you have to question. and a foul call.
Be interesting to see the replay on this one. From where we were, well, for me, it looked like Lee Seung-yong just boxed out. It just looked like legitimate box out.
So the Valanciunas-Sabonis rotation, after starting together, is now in and out. Sabonis relieves the pressure. Gunnar must be loving this. You know, I'll go against Valanciunas. So he's going out great, and he gets Sabonis coming in. The pull-up, Levicius is good for 2.
And the rotation yesterday for Korea was it's around about now that they look to take Gunnar out of the game and give him a prolonged half-time.
Again, the tough mid-range. Gunnar's on the glass, doesn't get it. And Lithuania run hard. Kalaninas in the game will pull it out. There are other teams in this tournament that would have popped that, shall we say. Levicius in the lane, kicks. Kalaninas short, but he gets his own rebound. And Gunnar comes down with it.
Yeah, Sabonis wasn't waiting for the lob then. He was expecting the floater to go up from Kalaninas.
Lee Hyun-yong.
Oh, big play.
Knocks down the 3. Takes to the floor with the contact in front of his bench. Has a chance to cut this to a 12-point game. And the Davidson undergrad just steps back, sweetly knocks it down.
Smart play.
You gotta love this guy's future.
Yeah, the quiet start to the game, but this second phase, he's coming ready to play.
In fact, Mark, you've got to say that Korea are not far off with a lot of these players in the right type of age bracket. They can just make the development that they need to. They've got a nice core of players here. In tournaments like this, they may not get the qualification, but they're going to come out of here a better team.
Oh, without a doubt. Average age of under 26.
Lekavicius just floats the teardrop.
Yeah, with an average age of under 26, this is as much as they want to make it to Tokyo, this is a big development step for all of these young players.
One of the veterans, though, Lee Tae-shung, gets it back, fires up the 3, and he's short. And if Korea are going to compete at this level, those are the shots that they've just got to expect to and then make. Grigonis, inside-out penetration, extra pass. Kalanidas, feet set in the corner, can't buy one at the moment. I can't say enough great things about Gunnar at the moment. He's going up against 2 huge talents and size and everything from the NBA and holding his own at the moment. Just a phenomenal job. Tae-shung needs a pass, finds one, open in the corner for 3, is good. Moon Seung-yong gets the 3. This is more Korean basketball, down at 11.
A slight increase in pace seems to have favoured Korea in the last couple of phases of play. They're moving the ball more swiftly.
Kalanidas stops, pops the 2. That's normally a give-me for Kalanidas, and we know he's so important. They're going to have to use him as the semi-finals and finals this qualification goes on. But you know, when you're struggling from injury, it's tough to get that rhythm. Gunnar gets the shot away. Chan Lekavicius is on the run, drops it down. And the tough finish, but Lekavicius just doesn't stop. Korea coming the other way. Lee Tae-shung takes the ball screen. Gunnar will roll, but doesn't get a touch. Nari gets it. It's Sabonis' turn to try guard him in that mid-range. Takes the jumper, can't get it to go. And again, Lithuania 3-on-2 now. Korea's look like they're playing on empty at the moment. I think they have to take the time out, even though it's 1:08 to go, just to get a breather.
Yeah, like you say, it looks like they're on fumes at the moment. They had a tough game yesterday. They've had a long season. Obviously, that's gone into Asia Cup qualifiers as well before they came here. So, yeah, some of those miles are starting to pay now as we see Gunnar take a long time to get to the bench.
He's not there yet.
Yeah. Have they got another timeout so he could just about make the second half of the journey?
I mean, he's literally either guarded Sabonis or Valanciunas for 19 minutes.
Yep. And scored 18 points.
And yeah, 18 points. Defensively, he's competed. I mean, that's just a phenomenal half of basketball for Gunnar. And Yeah, then again, we talk about, but he was the leading scorer in the FIBA World Cup.
Oh, he's absolutely world class. There's no two ways about this. We obviously have this conversation, going up against NBA players. I can't say that you couldn't see Ragana playing in an NBA franchise. He has the ability. Yeah, there might be a little refinement to his game, but he's at that level. He's at the level of Valanciunas and Sabonis. The problem he's got is he doesn't necessarily have the rotation to give him the rest that Valanciunas and Sabonis have had.
Well, you saw that little the Korean contingent. I'm sure that's going to be a local Korean community, not people who've made the trip. That's giving their country some support in an arena that is, let's just say, got a great feel to it. I still haven't got the attendance figure. I'm just intrigued. You can see how busy this is for a group game. And probably, I think, in terms of the numbers we were told were a capacity for the group games, this must be pretty close to the most, the capacity you can have at this stage.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly the loudest it's been this week.
Ita Shung looks inside, gets it down low. Lee going to work. They're going to call the offensive foul, and you can see Ling's expression. It's like, you don't need to call it. I am very tired. Please don't.
Yeah, it was more a plead than a don't need to.
Please don't do this to me. And it was a very good stance. The help came very quickly.
It's the right call. Yeah. The only way that's not a charging foul is if he hasn't got out of the restricted, and he has got out of the restricted area. So it's the right call from the official. But like you say, when you're at this stage of the game and you're tired and you're down by 13.
Last 40 seconds of what's been a very, very interesting first half. As Lithuania are trying to find some rhythm. Grigonis. And he's someone else who is normally just a flat-out shooter, just cannot get his rhythm going. Tae-Shung, about a 4-second differential between the game and the possession. He'll take the high screen, pick and pop action. Now he has a matchup. You'd have thought we might attack on the dribble. I mean, Sabonis is an athlete, though. Tae-Shung Lee goes up, gets it away, doesn't get it to go. Defensive rebound pulled in, more than enough time to get this away. Kalanides, they put it up inside and get the drop. They're going to count it. The light had not come on when he released the basketball. No need to review that one. And we have reached halftime. And credit to Korea, even though they struggled from the perimeter early, they've hung tough here. And they're down. But that is an impressive effort by the Korean national team, as Lithuania is still looking for some rhythm, looking for some...
At the moment, the officials are trying to stop Korea going to the halftime break because they want to review the play, but Lithuania are already in their locker room, so they can't really stop them now. But we're still going to review the play, whether it was on time.
Maybe they'll have to review it. But the ball's gone. Well, it's tight, actually. Looked to me in real time as though it was good.
It is tight, that's for sure.
It's about when he releases the basketball, obviously.
Oh, that is really tight.
Okay, yeah.
For some reason, we can't hear the officials on this one.
2, 1. Okay.
I think he's released it in time. I think they're going to give that.
In real time, it looked like the ball was out of the hands. Yeah, there we go. They don't need the replay system.
No, they just need your bionic vision.
Just serious. No, I love the review system. There's confirmation at halftime. Lithuania with a 49-34 advantage over Korea.
Yeah, definitely an exciting first half. Lithuania and some of the nerves that they showed in the first game of the qualifiers will definitely settle down. Shooting percentages looking good for them. And unbelievably, not much of an outside threat from either team. Points in the paint for Lithuania, 32. Also the bench scoring 26. And they're out rebounding the Korean team 21-9. I think that tells you all you need to know for the first half of action.
Absolutely. We're going to get a view of the best plays of that first half after we get a look at the top scorers. Ra with a massive 18 points. Impressive is an understatement. It really has been a phenomenal performance by Ra Gunner. And let's take a look at those best plays of the first half. And I think as Ra Gunner was the star of the half, both ends of the floor really did do a great job, Mark. But for me, the question, because we're looking forward now, because obviously the likelihood is that Lithuania will build on that first half and progress, and Korea will obviously not make the semi-final if that happens. But for me, it's not about this game for Lithuania. It's, can they get any sort of rhythm going?
Yeah, absolutely. And they definitely look like they have more rhythm today than they looked on that first game, on game day 1 against Venezuela. They feel like maybe they're relaxing a little bit. I've seen at least a couple of smiles during the game, which was more than we've seen for most of the week from them, which would be great to see. And I think the fans are enjoying their performance a bit more today, as we see some of the fans definitely enjoying their time after lockdown, being back in front of basketball. But yet they seem more relaxed. The only concern I would have is for Lithuania to book that ticket to Tokyo, their perimeter game is going to have to improve. You know, if they do ultimately, what people predict, have to face Slovenia in the final, I think we saw earlier today what Slovenia are about. And if Lithuania's perimeter game isn't up to scratch, that could be their downfall.
Well, it's an interesting point, because if they're going to go with this big front line, and they went with Kuzminskas at the start of the game, but he's only played 6 minutes and hasn't come back. And so if that's what they think the answer is, because that means they're going to try and dictate the game when they play Slovenia, then you're going to have to go with the 3 bigs. You're going to have to go that way and try and get some rhythm playing. But they haven't. They've gone away from it and gone back to the 1 big plus more quickness on the perimeter. And it's an intriguing question that I'm very pleased that I'm not paid to answer, because the pressure on that decision is going to decide their progress. But don't forget, they've got to get past Poland first.
Oh, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. That, you know, even if they win here tonight, they'll win this group, so they'll face Poland in the semi-final, the afternoon game on Saturday. But I think the 2 bigs starting is purely a strategy for this game. I can't see them starting with 2 bigs against any of the other opponents they'll go against. I think they'll go back to switching between Valanciunas and Sabonis, with the occasional overlap between the 2. I think it's purely they want to see this game out as early as they can, get rid of some of those nerves and relax.
We'll mark that one down and remember that when they play Poland in particular, because I think, again, it's very much a European game. So after that, we'll take a break and we'll be back shortly for the second half.
Again, they're looking for Marjanovic. There's the double team. Bounce pass, Davidovich. Well, you get the double team, somebody's open. Well, it's almost like they anticipated the help coming, and then perfect cut to the basket. Marjanovic, nice drop-off pass.
To the lane, put the floater up, for the throw down, and a whistle. And these, let's just say, cute alley-oop. As Kovacic goes up the other, oh, what a block! Correa just got back in transition, he just outworked everybody. And when you're looking for something to inspire, this is what could do it. Ripnik slices through the hard show. Oh, well, maybe they overpass. The 3 is good.
That is a thing of beauty.
Second half action underway here in the Alexander Nicholas Hall, and right away, Dobrich reminds us that also he does have some hops as he comes in and catches the alley-oop pass and flushes it.
We have walked this land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
Coach, you've been dominating the paint to the 3-second area for a while, and Raguna is feeling pretty comfortable against Lithuanian front court, but it seems like your three-point game isn't the best. Are you about to change that in the second half, and maybe that could be key to try and come back?
네, 전반전에 지금 라거나 선수가 그래도 골밑에서 잘 버텨주고 있는데 저희 외곽 게임이 저희 뜻대로 안 되고 있는 것 같습니다. 혹시 후반전에 이 부분에 대해서 뭐 변경할 부분이 있는지 묻습니다.
그때 이제 어떤 피지컬적인 부분에서 오는 문제인 것 같은데 우리 선수들한테 전반전 끝나고 조금 많은 무빙하고 스크린을 이용해서 조금 3포인트 기회를 좀 잡자라고 주문을 했고요. 네.
Of course, after the team meeting, I ordered our players to set a lot of back screens, and then after that, let's create a lot of chance for the three-pointers. So hopefully, we can get the better result after this.
감사합니다.
결국 트랜지션에서 조금 더 빨리 가져가면은 세트 오펜스보다는 좀 더 찬스가 더 많이 나지 않을까 그런 주문도 같이 함께.
And if we keep pushing ourselves to the transition game, I think we have a better outcome than the first half.
Thanks for your time, Coach. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Well, interesting that a positive outlook on the first half, which is more absolutely right. They need that bigger three-point game, and they really did do a much better job yesterday in running and shooting the basketball. So, you know, interesting that Lithuania are taking a long time in the locker room. And I know sometimes I read too much into these things, but if you're overthinking this game, it doesn't get any easier. You just think of more things you're doing wrong sometimes.
No, I think I agree. And again, interesting to hear the Korean coach there, because, yeah, transition and create three-point opportunities, that's going to be the key. They don't want to get stuck in the half court. They don't, you know, they've over-relied on Raguna in the first half. Is he going to be able to put in another 18-point performance? You know, is there still fuel in the tank for him to be able to do that? And probably not, so they're going to need to create other opportunities in transition, and the three is where that's going to come from. But yeah, I agree with you, Lithuanians. You'd almost rather they literally, you know, touched the locker room and came straight back out again. A huge amount of talent. They know how to play the game. They just need to relax and enjoy it, and the result will take care of itself in that situation.
It'll be interesting to see when we get to hear from Coach, but Kuzminskas, first man out of the locker room, and started the game with 6 minutes, then didn't see the floor again. And you know, we briefly talked about is he going to go with a big front line? Well, they went with a big three in terms of the rotation, but ironically began to play better and freer when they went with, you know, the smaller three-guard look later in the half.
Yeah, I think they were hoping that that big three would do well, would work on both ends of the floor. It didn't work on Raguna. He still got his, and on the offensive end, they didn't really use Kuzminskas maybe as much as they could. He did draw an early foul on Lee Hyung-young, which was helpful, but they didn't really exploit that as much as maybe I thought they were going to.
Well, Savonis making his way back onto the floor, and there's only Kalanides and Valanciunas in particular to come with Legavicius. So, taking the maximum time to get back onto the floor. Here is Jonas, skipping out. Has the 10 points on 4 from 6, 2 from 3 from the free throw line. Jonas Valanciunas. And it'll be interesting to see if they start with a big lineup at the start of this second half. Kalanides, we mentioned about his ankle, and it is a worry, but they're just going to try and manage him through, and then the only way to solve it is through rest, and then he's not going to get rest because it's not that long to the Olympic Games after qualification.
No, absolutely not. You know, from Lithuania's point of view, they want to try and seal this game down. It's certainly not locked out yet. It's only a 15-point lead that they have, but as soon as that, they consider that to be a...
Coach, South Korean center Raguna being dominant in the 3-second area in the first half. He was really a big factor. Do you think if you could switch him out of the game, this could be game over for Korea?
Half of his points is our plan, so half of these points is on me. So we risk some situations, so it's okay. That's the game plan. So you know, we will see. Maybe we will change later on in the game a little bit, but that's the plan.
We were talking about nerves in the first game. Do you think your team is coping with the pressure a lot better today?
I think we will look much better in some moments, and I hope that we will look even better in the second half.
Archer, good luck in the second half.
Well, Coach Mascalunas took all the responsibility for, or half the responsibility, should we say, for Ragona's points. I assume that's because they were quite happy for him to shoot the mid-range jumper.
Yeah,
I assume.
It also feels like the game plan maybe was let Ra get his and no one else gets anything else. Brave move to make, but at the moment it's paying off. They're up by 15.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's the acceptance that what he'd asked them to do gave him half his points is an interesting one, and I hope we look better in the second half. Is almost a wish as opposed to it sounded like a wish. They were definitely better at times. There was more rhythm. They looked to be freer. They were better in transition. So good signs for Lithuania. Even though it's a short tournament, the short tournament, the Olympic Qualifying Tournament, you have to get better as the group goes on. There's no point in being your best in the first game. So for them, they're moving in the right direction. And well, the change to the option of going big and putting a huge front line. And Kuzminskas at 2.6 and Valanciunas with his 2.11 and Sabonis with his 2.11. That's a huge front line. They've gone away from that. So it's I think Kuzminskas is so important to the better he plays, the better the team plays. Dragonis stops, pops, knocks it down. Staple, come off the down screen, take the ball screen, shoot the ball. Excellent execution in transition.
Yeah, straight off the coach's board to start the second half. And it was good to hear Coach taking some of the pressure off his players as well. Like you say, taking responsibility for Ragona having a big first half, relieves some of the pressure off the players.
Lee, little hesitation, steps back, takes the tough two and knocks it down. He's going to have, if they give him some freedom at Davidson, he's going to average some points in the NCAA Division I.
So awkward to defend. He's got a very long wingspan, and sometimes it looks a little bit awkward the way he plays.
Kananides, who still struggles, Valanciunas doesn't. Gets the offensive rebound, has it knocked away, but the foul is called. Well, with 4,000, just short of 4,000 people in the gym today, including the band. The band's here today. It's grown from the band on day one. They've got more members.
Yeah, like rabbits, those drums. They seem to have multiplied in a very short space of time.
Mensis drops it inside. Valanciunas faces up, thinks about the jumper, puts it on the floor, goes with the left hand. No, to the right hand jumper. And that's, again, you let him get that deep. You ain't he's missing the shot. You're not stopping the shot here. In the lane, 4 feet from the hoop. Gunnar looks at the official and says, he doesn't need that help.
He doesn't. The thing I love about Valanciunas is, though, his game has expanded. Yeah, he doesn't have range. He's not got a long game. But the different moves he has, like you say, the little soft hand runner, the short range jump shot, the battling under the basket, you don't know what he's going to deal with you, and that's what gives him that ability to draw the foul.
Lee Tae-Shung gets inside out. Gunnar on the three-point line turns it down, hands it off. Same play. Foul line jump shot is no good. And Gunnar takes that lone battle on the boards again. Someone else in a white shirt might want to put their feet in the keyway on the offensive boards.
Yeah, Valanciunas up to another double-double now as well, 13 points, 10 rebounds. That's another big performance, taking the leadership role.
Gets it going the other way, and they couldn't, there was no pass. They went and decided they were going to make the pass before it was there.
Yeah.
And Valanciunas is saying, if you're going to give it to me, put it up there.
Yeah, it's got to be up on the ring, that one. There was no angle, no way that Valanciunas, and even if he could have caught that ball, where is he?
Yep.
He's behind the backboard. There's nothing he can do with it.
Lee Tae-Shung has it, or Tae-Shung has it. Lee moves it on. Moon goes inside with a pass. They can't get the finish. Numbers down the floor. The early three, and Grigonis finding some rhythm. He's just a clutch shooter when he's needed, and he's finding it right now, which is a great sign for Lithuania. They open it out to a 57-36 advantage. Timeout, Korea.
Yeah, only Lithuania's third three of the game as well. And we've said it numerous times, they need to start finding their form from range if they're going to secure this final Olympic qualification spot.
And that one's an interesting one for me because in the first half and in the previous games, that was where they'd started to think about should they shoot it. Gugonis caught it, it was going up. There were other options. Kuzminskas was open at the ring, they turned that down, gave it to the foul line extended. He didn't think, this is what I do it. And he looked good.
And that's the key. You speak to any great shooter, they'll tell you that. It's when I think that it goes wrong. It's when I'm thinking about what I'm doing that the shot doesn't go in. When I catch and shoot and there's no, conscious involvement, that's when they're in best rhythm. And it's good to see, like you say, it's nice that they have the confidence and that they feel that they can do that.
Hey, we've got the huge flag behind the basket with the fans holding and shaking that. We've got a Mexican wave going on. We're back in a basketball gym.
It's heavenly. It's absolutely wonderful just to see the fans flooding to the stands as we were getting ready for today's game. Just, brings a real positivity.
Well, everybody doing all the precautionary stuff in terms of testing, masks, etc. So you got to hope it keeps moving in this direction. Lee Tae-shung goes into Gunnar. Nice flare on the screen for the three is long. Gunnar on the glass, goes up with a right hand, blocked by Valanciunas. And he leads the break. Kalanides has it, numbers down the floor. Minskas goes up. And they get the two, and Ben Juice finished the play, and all of a sudden, the team in green looks like a real Lithuanian team.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see them out and run as well. Again, we've talked about it today. Just a perfect format that they ran that transition as well. We had Valanciunas in the trail, Benjus and Kuzminskas running the lanes, and Kalnietis just with one thing at mind, and to get to the basket.
Benjus with his time in the Basketball Champions League last season. Nice little roll by Lee. Gets the little, rainbow-like lean away, fall away, hit the floor jumper, and nothing but string.
He just knows how to score the ball,
absolutely.
and that's an absolute priceless quality. As much as you can take technique and all these other things, some players just have a natural ability to put the ball in the bucket.
Kuzminskas with the feed. Valanciunas with the old school running hook. And technical foul. Valanciunas didn't like the contact, right, I assume?
Yeah, he was looking for the and one play and was barking at the official on his run back down the floor.
And crowd not enjoying an official's call is a noise that we haven't heard for a long time. And you can't put a technical on the local hero. Valanciunas with the running hook. As I say, old style hook as well. Didn't even work it in and jump hook it. As close to a sky hook as you're probably going to get in this day and age.
I like to see Lithuania applying pressure as well. They may have a lead, but they just want to keep going. They want to really push and, find momentum, find some cohesion to take them further in the qualifying tournament.
Lee, Gunnar, rather, takes a tough one for the first time. That wasn't pretty. Kuzminskas mishandles, but will retain possession of the basketball. So if Mindaugas Kuzminskas gets going, then everybody's coming out of this positive. And he looked positive in the break, just mishandled at the end of it. But for the first time, Ra had nowhere to go, did he?
No, and I think that's a sign of being tired. He took the easy option on the offense, not the right one.
Gugonis with the right hand is. And I have to say, you don't normally see very much dissent from a Korean player. And I wouldn't mind seeing this one again, because the reaction from Lee Hyung-young is like, he absolutely 100% believes that was clean. That's the full team foul for Korea. And it looks like Lithuania are back to the Sabonis in, Valanciunas out rotation.
What a luxury to have as a coach.
Oh, what a headache to try and keep them both happy as well.
That's true. You have a feeling, though, it's probably more Valanciunas that's tougher to keep happy than Sabonis.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you one bit there. Lee Tae-shung, who spends a lot of time with the basketball on this Korean team. And the better he feels he's playing, the more he spends with the ball. Moon with the tough three. Or pass to Gunnaray. Yes, for the two. And Ra-Gunna turned a air ball into an assist. And that's when you've got to be a friend of the assists, man. On the table. What, do I get, assist statistician, or do I get a missed shot? Gunnaray wants the missed shot because that gives him an offensive rebound. So that he can negotiate.
Yeah, they've been kind. They've given Gunnar the offensive rebound.
But not if you're Moon.
Yeah, true.
Doesn't complete the three-point play, much to his frustration. 64-41, and a much better looking, feeling performance by Lithuania. Kuzminskas gets away with a hook, goes inside with a push for two, doesn't get it. Gets his own rebound, no he doesn't. And be interesting to see how they call this, because like the coach is standing there, and therefore they're going to give the ball to Lithuania. I think if the coach hadn't picked it up, it would have been a Korean basketball. Here's Sabonis, hands it off to Gligonis. Gets into that mid-range spot, puts up the shot. That's automatic normally, and it is at the moment.
Yeah, Grigonis has looked good in this second half, really coming and made an impact, up to 13 points now as well. And this is what Lithuania needs. They need 1 through 12 to be contributing.
And Kalanides is going to be charged with the block, I believe, as Bae-Young Chung-Yong will make his way to the free throw line. Dimsha gets his first minutes of the game. Didn't see any action in the first half, I don't think, or did he?
Yeah, briefly, just had a minute, short stint.
Oh, end of the, yeah.
Yeah.
So more extended minutes for Dimsha in the second half. Oh, Bae-Young had a sudden rush of blood on that free throw. He's got to relax. I do think, Mark, there are a lot of parts of this Korean lineup that is that bodes well for the future.
Yeah, there's definitely a ton of young talent. It's going to be interesting to see over the next few years, and even more so the back end of this summer when they play an Asia Cup, how they perform.
Kuzminskas going to work down low, a lot of banging around, goes to the inside-out play, extra pass, wide open three on the ball reversal, he's good. And Ben Juice putting together a nice game, looking very much more confident. Gunnar or Ra-Gunna, inside, outside. Moon thinks about the three, drops it inside. Ra-Gunna is blocked from behind. Kuzminskas, will that get him going? Needs the break, handles it, gives it to Kalanides, gets it back. Go to work, says Kalanides. Inside out, he kicks it. Ben Jusuf just made one, goes inside. Sabonis faces up with Ra-Gunna. Goes to the middle, goes with his left-hand hook. Hits nothing. Kalanides gets the offensive rebound, and I think Lithuania were claiming it came off the head of someone in a white uniform, but the ball will go back to Korea. Kalanides sits, and I'll be surprised if we see him again. And Kuzminskas sits, and it's almost an automatic rotation for Kuzminskas. Plays 6 minutes and sits. That's the third time he's done that in this Olympic tournament so far. Ra-Gunna tries to get deep, goes off the glass.
Oh, wow.
Manufactures an angle.
That is one hell of an angle.
Just got himself balanced. And referees want to have a conversation with someone. What's?
I think it was with Ra-Gunna. I'm not sure what for.
Did he play the ball after the score?
Maybe.
Not to the extent that we noticed it, but I think that'll wash over him, the way he probably feels physically. 69-43, and he's responsible for 22.
Korea sitting in the 2-3 zone now. Interesting to see how this plays out, and see how Lithuania break it down.
Well, offer Sabonis the jump shot. Exactly it's a jump shot he could make, but they'll take that. Nice little crossover, step back, fade away 2. Hits the front of the ring, as it often does. And Sabonis will advance the basketball. The 3 is no good. And the zone just takes you out of rhythm. Korea going the other way, able to run off that zone.
And that's the key with the zone. It's not necessarily, you know, the zone itself that's going to make any difference. It's just disruption.
Yeah.
They're used to running a certain set that works against your man defense. Throw the zone in, just break up the flow, change the momentum of the game, and straight away it's worked. And I'm sure Slovenia and Poland are watching this as well, thinking, if this is successful against Lithuania, maybe it's something we want to work in some of our training sessions before the games.
I'm intrigued. I think Poland will be an interesting challenge for Lithuania. Rokas Jakubaitis will inbound the basketball in the front court, though. Staying with the zone, trying to match up on spots, but still going to zone it. Going down low, mid-range jump shot again is good, no challenge at all.
And that's really smart from Lithuania, reacting to the zone straight away, stretching it out of place, and then capitalizing on where the space is left for that mid-range corner.
Masulis, nice stroke on the mid-range too. Ghana has it. Thinks about his own options. I don't think he needs more people coming to the area. Takes the long perimeter shot, and Sabonis gives it up. And Sabonis is disappointed he didn't get a look then. He ran the floor and they turned him down in the block. Jakubaitis looks for a pass, finds one. We need to talk about this offense straight after it, Mark, because there's a beautiful penetration, but Ghana gets it. If you don't give your big man a touch of the ball, your big man stops playing. And Sabonis was overlooked in the low block. He was overlooked on the ball reversal, overlooked on the pick and roll, and he wasn't even given a look and said, no, you're at open. They didn't even give him a look.
And I think that sometimes it's a lack of empathy from guards for Sabonis to move that body 30 meters down the floor, take someone's shoulder in his chest when he's setting a screen and all those kind of things. It's wearing. And, you know, within these kind of tournaments, especially these very constricted tournaments where it's games in quick succession, there's only so much your body can take. So when you do put it on the line, you want to be rewarded.
You don't not look at the NBA All-Star. I mean, that's just nice penetration, ball knocked away. It's like when you're in the flow and when you are a little tired or whatever, you revert to what you normally do. And their normal look is to not look in there. With Jonas Valanciunas, maybe he's a little bit, I'm not moving till you give me the ball. Sabonis was open on the, gave it up and wanted it in the block, and they just turned him down, and the crowd noticed it as well. It's nice take and go by Jakubaitis, gets it back. He'll take the ball screen. Sabonis holds, and Jakubaitis doesn't get it to drop. Great work on the glass. Sabonis gets it.
Oh, what a pass.
And he's thinking now, well, I'm not going to pass it. Someone's got to pass it to me.
Yeah, it's true. And you have to give Sabonis credit there, like you say. How tempting is it just to hold on to it yourself? And to be honest, he probably should have gone strong to the basket. It would have been a higher percentage chance, but selfless play from Sabonis, just Gudaitis can hold on to it.
Gudaitis with his hands down to lift him to catch it. The open 3 is no good. Sabonis at the moment is getting touches off the glass, which is sometimes life as a big man. Sabonis hands it off. They're going to go pick and roll. Sabonis holds, but will pick again. Jakubaitis penetrates. And now he's finding on the three-point line and doesn't get it to go.
And the entire crowd wanted him to make that because he'd worked so hard to get everyone else open in that offense. When he got the open shot, they were willing it in.
Turned over, chance to run, 4-on-2 break. Easy 2 and 1. Dimsar gets the 2. We'll go to the free throw line to make this a 29-point lead, and it's getting a little out of hand now for Korea. And after yesterday, Mark, their legs are going to be starting to feel this.
Yeah, this doesn't get any easier for them. The legs feel heavier and heavier as every second passes.
But then, you know, if you're on that Korean bench, there are guys who haven't played a lot. And maybe you don't put them all in together, which is almost certainly how they're going to have to finish this game. And Dimsa makes the three-point play, and we have a certain symmetry to the scoreline now, 30-point margin, 73-43. Byung outside. I think they're claiming there was a touch, but I don't think so. There are 3 officials on the floor. If they didn't see it, then there wasn't a touch. And also, you know, Lee might be on the floor on the bench for 4 fouls. And again, it's the same old question of what you're saving him for. Penetration, wrapped it around, turned it over. Ra Gunnar leads the break, has it stolen. Masiulis gets a piece of it. And Dimsa backs it out again.
Really undersized Lithuanian
nice
five
flash
right now.
Catch and release. So it's almost a, well, it's a 5 perimeter look. I wouldn't say 5 guard, but definitely 5 perimeter player look as Gedoritis is the, I think Gedoritis and Dimsa are the, well, yeah, Gedoritis is the biggest man they have on the floor at 2 meters.
Yeah, I think Masulis, they're working into being a 4. He's obviously only 23 years of age, but he's definitely developing at a good rate. But seeing Jokubaitis and Masulis on the floor at the same time is kind of the next generation of Lithuanian. And, you know, I'm sure the fans love to see that this continual development of world-class players carries on for the national team.
Yeah, Likabilis club is where Masulis was last season.
Yeah, I got to commentate on him in the Basketball Champions League, not this season, but the season before, and very talented, very versatile.
They get it away before the end of the buzzer, and Lithuania will end the 3rd quarter dominant. Now looking at different combinations, and have a 76-43 advantage at the end of 3. Yep, they're in control. Yep, at times they're looking much more in sync with each other. 76-43 at the end of the 3rd quarter.
And yeah, looking at the shooting percentages tells you the story as well. Very, very efficient offensively. Still surprising to see they're not using the outside game much more, but at the moment they don't need to. They're getting the points inside.
We're going to get a look now at the best plays for the 3rd quarter, and just picking up on your last point. You know, for me, is that the way they think they're going to qualify now? Is that the way they think they're going to get the chance to qualify? Is it Sabonis? Is it Valanciunas? Is it Kuzminskas? Is it Gedoritis? Is it the front line that they think is going to be the way that they're going to actually make it to Tokyo? Or at some point, are they going to get back to that inside-outside options and balanced scoring? Because Grigonis has got going in this game.
Yeah, I think the thing they've got is if you were to look at, you know, potentially who they're facing in the semi and maybe the final if they make it through, Poland and Slovenia, it definitely is their advantage. Neither of those teams have the quality of bigs that Lithuania have, but absolutely, I agree with you. They've got to get their perimeter shooting game going. They're not going to be able to beat, potentially, you know, not beat Poland, definitely not beat Slovenia if they don't have some contribution from the wings.
So here we go then, start of quarter 4. What is likely to be Korea's last action in this Olympic qualifying tournament. Still got a busy summer ahead with an Asia Cup to prepare for. Ra Gunnar's going to be a fundamental part of that, gets his composure, gets his own rebound, goes back up, gets no love on the move back to the basket. There's only 6 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to have to put this up. Step through, just about get it away. Short. Defensive rebound pulled in by Levicius, and he'll push. Gives it up, easy 2. And Gedoritis can run. He's got some quicks down the floor at that small forward slot.
And that transition game could be critical for them against Poland. We saw that Poland struggled.
Nice little finger roll off the glass for Gunner.
So yeah, Poland struggled against Slovenia earlier today in transition defense, so this might be something that Lithuania lean on as well in their semi-final.
I'm just looking forward to the weekend already. Avicius inside outside. Gerardis, who's looked impressive today. Pull up from the three-point line is good. And Dimsa, limited minutes in the first half, getting going here in the second. Say, hey coach, if you want to spread the floor, I'm your man.
Yeah, and he played 4 minutes in the first game as well, so he's making a voice to say, I need more minutes.
Yep. You've got a lot of guys missing jump shots. That's not him. Li Tao-Shang tries to create something, and the referee, to an extent, bows him out, because that, I don't think he really had the space to up and under it. And with 8:31 to go, Lee Kang-yeon will step back into the game. And I'm just enjoying watching him play basketball. If some Davidson fans are watching these games to get a look, another look, some more look at him, man, you've got a player. You've got a player.
Yeah, he had a big season. He's averaging over 13 points a game for Davidson, and he's exciting to watch as well. Just the way he just wants to score the ball. That's literally a thought. As soon as he's catches the ball in his hand, what are my options? Is it a jumper? Am I going to create some space, create a lane to get down?
Yeah, and 13 points could be his lowest season total if his level here is anything to go by.
Yeah, potentially. And within NCAA, 13 points is still a good score. There's obviously a lot less possessions because of the shot clock situation, so
he can
clearly
flat
an
out
impact
score.
player.
Flat out score. Steps up, going baseline, kicks in. Levicius turns down the quick three, gets it back to the corner, and Dimsa ruins the copybook, so to speak. Levicius gets inside, goes with that little floater off the left hand. Great work on the glass. Masiulis, the 23-year-old, gets a piece of everything, including the defender who tried to box him out, just muscled his way over the top.
Unbelievably, it's only Kalnietis now left to score.
Oh, the three is good for Yang Hong Sok. Unfortunately, with his birthday tomorrow, won't be part of the tournament. Chance to run for Korea. Gunner in the block. Now he actually has a size advantage and just manhandles him. It's been happening to him the whole game. He's been like literally going up against huge size, and he gets a chance to dominate himself and draws the contact.
But it's not a bad place for Masiulis. He's clearly mismatched in that, but for a young player, it's sometimes good to kind of feel, okay, this is what one of the strongest, most physically dominant players in international basketball plays like. I now understand. He gets that development learning.
He goes up, doesn't get the roll. And we're going to have a jump ball, I believe. Yep. Not the usual call for a...
It's a rare one now.
Yeah. Substitutions for Korea as Lee Sung-young steps out, and you got to give some credit to Lee Sung-young. I mean, at the 4 spot, he's put a shift in yesterday. He looks as though he's running on empty as Vicious lets the 3 go, doesn't get a drop. Big time rebound by Yor.
Yeah, for Lee Sung-young, under 2 meters, and he's being expected to play 10, 15 centimeters above his size for extended minutes. That's a tough ask on anyone.
Yang with a missed 3. Vicious almost runs the break without the ball. And fortunately, it comes off of Gunner as he mishandled again. Never really had control of the situation. But Lithuania will have it. 15 seconds on the possession on the baseline. Had to go long out of bounds. Tips up. Drops it inside. Masiulis.
Oh, yeah.
And one. Maciulis, good control on the finish.
It's a lovely pass from Dimsha, and it's a great control on the finish from Maciulis. And again, you know, with the score being as wide as it is, obviously Lithuania are stretching their roster and giving some role players some extra minutes, and pretty much every role player that's coming in is now making a claim for more minutes in future games because they've definitely stepped up.
Well, Ganara has 24 and 7. Lee with the 4 assists. And to describe Ra Gunner's day as a day at the office is not doing it justice at all.
Certainly put a shift in, that's for sure.
Yeah. He got there before work, did some office cleaning. He's going to stay late and do some overtime because he is, and he's got himself, it looks like he's got himself into a place where he knows he's going the whole game. He's just, whenever he can, he's just trying to take a blow on the floor. He's playing at his pace when he gets the ball. He's putting in a really tremendous performance all round. And I'm not quite sure why they didn't try and get that type of performance out of him yesterday. He was good yesterday.
Yeah, but they didn't put the focus on him like they have today.
Exactly.
But what Korea, you kind of think if Korea could get, and I know they don't grow on trees, but another player the caliber of Ganara in the front court, it would be a very different team. I think they'd get so much more space and so much more time if they had that player.
High pick and roll. Lee turns down the 3, gives it up to Young, pulls up, strokes it, but doesn't get the roll. Lithuania in transition, will take the early sideline ball screen. Dimsa down the lane, doesn't get the finish. And Ganara's a one-man rebound machine at the moment, just trying to get after everything. Just a little bit of help might help him on that one. Because there was his Korean teammates were off down the floor on the break, which is a little unfair. Sabonis is back in.
Just what Ragana wanted to see.
Yeah. Well, if Dantas Sabonis comes in, you got to hope they give him touches on the inside and ask him to score. Otherwise, not really sure why he's gone back. Dimsa for 3 is good.
And Dimsha has shown up, 11 points now.
Yep.
He's giving the coach a nice headache.
Coaches are paid to have headaches. Lee. Now Shung tries to and asks a lot of Ganara, who thinks, please, just give it to me. Dimsa, who's having fun out here at the moment. He's just playing. Drops it to Sabonis. Muscles to the inside, goes up with the left hand with a soft touch, gets the 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure Argon's got much left in the tank. If I'm coach, I'm thinking less time to take him out. It's these situations where injuries can happen.
Open 3 from the corner is long. Ganara's on the glass. I'm all right, coach. I'm on the glass.
As long as there's points to be scored, I'm okay.
No one boxed him out. He got position. Again, he got position early. Did a nice job. Korea break the 50-point margin. The 50-point total, down 39. Open 3. Dimsa doesn't get it. And the chance for Korea to run as Yor has it. Going up off the right hand, doesn't get the layup to go. Lithuania will look to go the other way, and Sabonis finds himself handling it, which was is in his skill set. It's going to back Ra in, inside out. Dimsa with the extra pass. Guderitis for 3 is long. Defensive rebound is collected. And Yor again has it. He's going coast to coast again. No, he pulls out. Tries to make a second move and gets the fadeaway to drop.
Really nice use of the pivot and real patience as well. Most players would clutch at either the first or second option, but he just stayed with it.
Yeah, the 19-year-old showing you a lot of upsides. Nice curl, Guderitis. Vicious turns it over, chance to run. Lee kicks it, open 3 from the corner is short. And Ragana goes, hey look, I was trying. But
this guy is not running back.
This guy Sabonis was in there. The alley-oop, and they've blown it, come up empty. Guy runner walks to the halfway line. You've got to feel for the boy, or the man.
Yeah, I think they're going to take him out as well, by the looks of it. Ha Young-hee is on the bench, ready to come in.
Lee really does need to make shots at this stage. I think Ra Gunner's going, thanks for that foul. I'm going.
Yeah.
Now that's a shift. You know, people question commitment and everything else. Ra Gunner's just put in a shift. I mean, he's gone out of the game with 3 minutes to go. That's a 37-minute shift against some of the best inside players in world basketball. And these numbers are just impressive, to say the least. 26 points, eight boards. He's even put an assist in there somewhere. And just a phenomenal performance by Ra Gunner. If they put him back, the coach should be had for abuse, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair,
Let's get the safeguarding person in the gym.
Yeah, I think
Take
so.
care of that man's welfare.
Especially with Asia Cup coming up. You know, their sights are now looking towards Asia Cup. It's about 6 weeks away, give or take. And they'll want to make an impression. And they have the talent here. You know, they absolutely have the talent. On their day, they can bring big performances together. They can take on definitely some of the big names in Asian basketball.
Oh, you've got to say that they're yeah, okay, obviously in the Asia Cup now, New Zealand, Australia are a part of it,
yeah,
etc. Just look at how well the Philippines played in Belgrade earlier in the Olympic Qualifying Tournament against Serbia. Chance to beat Serbia there. So the Asia Cup has got some teams in it. It's a tough competition. But Korea are in that group of teams that will go there with expectation. And if Ra Gunner performs like that, then...
tough to stop.
Absolutely. So we now see Korea without Ra Gunner. And replaced by Ha Young-ji. Still only 22 himself. University in Korea, ball's knocked away, and that ball goes back to Korea. Kuzminskas checks back in now for the first time in the second half after leaving after 6.
All getting it clean, following COVID protocols.
It's because the band touched it. Someone in the band pushed it back, so good job by the volunteer.
Yeah, really quick to get that done as well.
Penetration, second step, makes a tough one, takes a tough one rather, as opposed to makes a tough one. Gabaidis. Don't wait for Sabonis again, nice penetration. Good challenge.
Yeah, I like that Ha went up for him. If he hadn't flailed his arms, I think that would have been a good stand myself. If he'd kept his arms straight up.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, it was just bringing his arm down for me. Oh, that left arm came down early as well. I like that he's come into the action and he's willing to absolutely step up to the plate.
Yeah, it's come through the age group national teams. He's got a little size, but you can't play at the center spot at 2 meters 3. He's got to develop that skill set.
Yeah, first minutes in the senior team, so he's an international debut. What a place to have your international debut here in Kaunas.
There'll be all the family at home watching this going, that's my boy.
Absolutely. And rightfully so, they should be proud.
Anyone makes their debut national team, it's a huge moment. Lee to the corner. Stop and pop in the seam of the zone. Defensive rebound. And here comes Gabaidis. Goes baseline, needs a pass. Extra one. Kuzminskas swings it. Poor pass, which means they have to start it. Kuzminskas fires it up for 3. Doesn't get it to go. Nice pass. And I think you've just seen his first 2 points for the senior national team. And he throws it down in the Zalgiris Arena against Lithuania.
That's a memory that will stay with him for a very long time.
Super job.
But again, rewarding the big man. Big man gets out in transition, give him the ball.
It's Sabonis is sitting on the bench, so Lithuania saying, can I play there?
Yeah. Nice
job on the glass, though, and they're all over it. Tremendous work. Budavicius gets the 2. A 93-53 margin. Small victories here for Korea. They'd like to keep it under 100. Lee Gets it back to Ito Shung. Goes up with the right hand for two, blows the layup, did all the hard work.
Yeah.
Jakabatis gives it up. The open three in transition is no good. Lee goes upstairs for the alley-oop.
What a play.
Well, the 22-year-old makes his debut with a dunk, and the 19-year-old for Korea follows it in with the alley-oop.
And what I love even more is the appreciation from the Lithuanian fans in the stands on that play.
Knowledgeable is an understatement for these fans. You got to love them. Jakabatis for three. Drops it. And you know, seeing reactions from the Lithuanian bench where they appear to be enjoying what's going on is good.
Yeah.
You know, good for the team, good for everyone, good for the players, good for the fans to see that reaction. Now they need a pass here. And that man, Ha, comes with it. The long three is no good. And 96-57, the crowd won 100. Jakabatis pulls the trigger from the three-point line. Way short, offensive rebound.
He'll go again. Gets
it back in rhythm this time. Doesn't get it to go. Defensive rebound pulled in by Kang.
And there's a positivity in the arena from the fans that maybe there wasn't there in that first game. That's great for the team.
Lee Tao Shung doesn't get it to go. The fans are on their feet. There's 2 seconds to go. 4,000 people stand to recognize a effective, efficient, and at times impressive win. Smiles all round. That's more important than the margin for me almost. But Lithuania have won the group. 96-57, they beat Korea. They will face Poland in the semi-final on Saturday. It's a rest day here tomorrow. Korea, a lot of positive. Gunnar Ra was just superb. 4,000 people are going to go home really happy this evening, and there are the numbers.
Yeah, again, Lithuania will be happy with those numbers, particularly in the final phases. They were starting to get open shots, starting to make open shots from the likes of Dimsha. Rebounding battle absolutely dominated, as we would expect. The front court of Lithuania, very impressive. 57 points from the bench. That is a lovely statistic for the coaching staff to look at.
Jakabatis on the floor, just thanking the fans and coming, obviously, as Zalgiris player. They'll love to see that. Valanciunas with 15, lots of guys scored. Ra had 26, Lee 11 for Korea. Going to get a chance to see some of the best plays of that second half. And again, lots of good plays. Let's take a look at them now.
Yeah.
Mark, you know, it's not about the specific play for me, is it? For you, for me and you, it's about the feel for the Lithuania, how they have felt as a team towards the end of the game.
Absolutely. It's nothing to do with the technical or any of those intricate details that, you know, I want to discuss in the post-game. I think that is exactly what the Lithuanian national team needed right now. After a nervy first game in this Olympic qualifier, they needed a challenge, which is what Korea posed them. They absolutely tested them, particularly on the inside with the impressive performance from Ra Gunnar. But they also needed the ability to relax, enjoy the game, start spreading the ball, spreading their rotation more, getting everyone involved, getting the crowd into this positive mindset. Because when this crowd in this arena are on your side, they really are the sixth man on the floor. But when they're a little bit nervous with you, they put you on edge. You know, as a player, you can see that within the team, but they relaxed the crowd, and the reaction at the end was perfect. All the Lithuanian fans on their feet, a full round of applause, a full cheer for the team as they left the hardwood, and that sets them up nicely for the semi-finals. As you were saying earlier, they're growing into this short tournament.
Right, and that's the important thing. You know, you want this crowd, as you say, to be the sixth man, not extra weight on your own shoulders. You don't have to carry the crowd into the game. They need to be carrying you through the game, and I think they've gone a long way forward during that game. They're going to have a day tomorrow where they'll practice, a day tomorrow where I hope that they enjoy practice. Poland's a challenge. You know, both teams did well in the World Cup. They'll know Poland are a challenge. They'll know how they play. It's a Europe-on-Europe game. So they're going to have to guard Poland on the perimeter. And that's going to be the challenge for them. But they're 2 games away from doing what every Lithuanian team has done since they became independent again and competed at the Olympic Games. So that's the target. It's been the target, and there's 4 teams now left with that target in their sights. And yeah, okay, Venezuela may well be an outsider, but in a one-off game, you can't take anyone for granted. And but let's just say a little bit about Korea. There's a lot of positives in Lee and Ha, Yor. There's like youngsters that are going to be Korean basketball for a number of years. And they've got to take things out of these world tournaments. So things looking good. It'll be interesting to see how they do in the Asia Cup. But that team is 2 games away from Tokyo. So we're going to get a look at the table. There it is. Lithuania confirmed 2-0. They get the first spot. They'll play Poland. Venezuela will play Luka Doncic and Slovenia. 96-57. End of the qualification stages. We've got semi-finals to look forward to. But for now, from Kaunas, for the Olympic Qualifying Tournament, we'll see you for the semi-finals on Saturday. Bye for now.